It's been the craziest August for crypto ever. Recently, we've seen Bitcoin come off and try to test those lows, but it's just not holding down here. There's something that keeps pushing Bitcoin and Ethereum back up. And I'm watching my charts while this happens, and it's just really hard to keep Ethereum down right now. And you know, I love looking at the charts of Bitcoin dominance and Ethereum dominance because these really tell us what's going to happen in the future. And these are the charts that I'm watching right now. Just raise your hands if you can kind of see these on the screen. On the left is Bitcoin dominance here. And right now, Bitcoin represents 59.5% of the total market cap. Now, a lot of you might remember this came crashing down from 66. It was way up here back in, when was that? In June. And this was basically the start of Ethereum season. Now, if you look at Ethereum dominance here on the right-hand side, Ethereum represents 13.6% of the whole market. It's about a $550 billion market cap. By the way, this was way down at like 8% until recently. So Ethereum has come way up, Bitcoin has come back down, and now we're expecting altcoin season to explode. And that's when we start making massive amounts of money in the background. That's when all of the smaller caps go crazy. That's when the Uber driver starts buying crypto and your grandma and everyone's talking about it on the streets. It's a short period when there's a boatload of money to be made. And then if you're not careful, it's a great time to lose a lot of money. And so that's what we want to be ready for right now. And obviously, crypto's come off. We saw the stock market come off a little bit. NASDAQ was down. Palantir, one of the big NASDAQ performers, was down. But it's all only a matter of time before it comes back because crypto's not going anywhere. The Fed is going to keep printing money, and we're expecting an interest rate coming up probably in September. Now, there's a rumor today, one of the other Fed governors, she lied on her mortgage assessment, and now Trump is asking for her to be fired, which means he gets to put not only one, but a second Fed governor in. And of course, we know he's going to replace Powell in May. And so this means shorter interest rates in the future. If you look at the bond market already believes we should have a 1 to a 2% cut in rates already. The Bank of England just cut rates. The EU is cutting rates, but the US is the only one that isn't. And we know when we cut rates, crypto is going to explode. So look, Bitcoin's off. It's testing a lot of the weak hands out there. And that's what crypto is all about. It asks you on a daily basis, how bad do you want this? And the question is how bad do you want it? And so that's what we want to know. And the ones that want it bad enough are going to make a lot of money. So look, I'm going to jump into this presentation. Great to see cameras on. As you know, it's a requirement here. So for Julie and Sergio, I'm going to have to throw you out of this room real quick, as well as you, Angela. Of course, Mark and Lars can stay. And Michael Freeman, I'll give you another minute or so as well. But we got to see cameras on, and I'm going to start this presentation. Again, you can hit me a message on chat, but I'm going to be going deeply into what happened. And great to see you, Angela. Nice to have you here. And look, let's jump into the big news here. The Bitcoin price has crashed, and the Fed, crypto is bracing for this Fed shock. And the real question is the Fed going to cut rates? Now, they're all having a big jolly right now in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. And one of our friends, Anthony Scaramucci, ran to his conference alongside the Fed meeting out in Wyoming. And I must say, Martina, it looks like they're having way too good of a time out there. They're all wearing cowboy hats and country dancing and hanging out with bison and things like that. And it does look nice out there. But we're not expecting much from Fed Powell's statement on Friday. We think he's going to say the same thing he always does, which is they're waiting for more data and they're not going to make a decision now. And that's one of the reasons that crypto is kind of coming down. But the market predictions are in our 80-90% chance he's going to cut in September. Obviously, we had a terrible jobs number about 10 days ago, which really just showed no jobs were being created. It was the worst, and it also showed that 250,000 jobs were miscounted the previous 2 months, something that hasn't happened until the 60s. And that's when Trump fired the person that was responsible. Look, I think it was a good move on his part. But what I'm trying to say is we're really expecting the Fed to start capitulating and making some cuts. Look, before we get started, I just want to say this presentation is for information purposes only, not intended to be investment advice. If you're looking for that, go find a professional. Also want to give you this free gift, which is module 1 of our super premium program called the Investment Club. If you're watching this later, you can go to londonreal.tv/downloads. But since you're here with me now, I'm going to send it to you with the powers of Zoom. So Sergio and Angela and Mark and Lars, you guys are going to get it hot off the presses here. So if you go to your chat on Zoom, I'm going to send you this file right now to everybody. If you could just reply with a yes, if you've got it, You might have to actually click my picture because Zoom has recently changed their messaging system. But just type yes that you got it, and then I'll kind of know that you're there. Hold on a second. I'm going to send it now. Okay, check your inboxes there. Hit me back with a yes if you've got it. And that way I'll know that you're all still alive out there. And again, that's module 1 for you. It's a 19-page PDF. It's really going to bring you up to speed with everything that's going on. And of course, there's more, but I also want to give you after this is a free video, and that's going to show you how to find the hottest crypto pre-sale tokens in 3 easy steps. And if you stay till the end of the presentation, I'll give you a link for a free video, and you can go watch that afterwards as well. Folks, pre-sale tokens is how we're making a boatload of money behind the scenes. I'm talking millions, tens of millions, and by the end of Q4, hundreds of millions of dollars. And it's this practice of secretly buying tokens from the CEOs of these blockchain companies before they're ever offered to the public. It really is an incredible opportunity. And when they do get offered to the public on these exchanges, months later, sometimes even weeks later, the prices spike. And I'm going to show you a bunch of examples where my team has already made millions and millions of dollars with this practice. And folks, a lot of you probably know some of the coins that have done this. Who here has heard of Solana before? Angela, I think you've heard of Solana before. Elizabeth knows from our Crypto and DeFi Academy. Sergio, you look pretty smart. And Solana is one of the biggest tokens these days, but a lot of people don't realize that you could have bought this as a pre-sale token for 4 pennies each. Now, this thing recently hit 200 bucks. And if you would spend only $1,000 on this pre-sale deal, that one investment would be worth 5 million bucks. Now, could anybody here use an extra 5 mil right about now? Anybody? Elizabeth, Angela's in. Sergio? Sergio's like, no, Brian, more money, more problems. Okay, Kate's balling. She probably doesn't need it. Look, folks, the truth is that's real money. And it's more money than I've ever seen made on all my years of Wall Street in one deal. And that's what crypto's all about. It's about asymmetric returns, and that's why we love it. Folks, this is a deal that we did recently, and I want to walk you through the actual deal ticket we signed. If you can see that blue circle here, just raise your hand if you can see it. That's the amount that we invested. That's $200,000. The token price per token was this red circle here, and that's 1.25 pennies per token. We actually bought these cheaper than the Solana pre-sale token. And what happened? Well, in about 4 hours, we made our investors $4 million. And the company was called Skillful AI. It's artificial intelligence on the blockchain, and it was up 20x at launch. It was a crazy launch. And here's the CEO of that company named Zoltan. There's a picture of me and him at the token conference in Dubai, but then there's also a picture of him in the studio at London Real, because with every investment we make, we give an episode to the CEO. They love it, which is one of the reasons we see some of the best deals in the world that we can offer to you. And after the interview, we said, Brian, this is going to 100x. You guys are going to make 20 million bucks. Hold on to your tokens. I said, okay, check. And then, of course, after that, he kind of surprised me. And he said, Brian, I want to join your investment club. Now, I never thought one of the biggest CEOs in the business would want access to our deals. And I said, surely, Zoltan, you see more deals than I do. He said, no, Brian, you see more deals than me. You see better deals. I can't even get access to some of them because you have a big media company with millions of followers, and I don't. And so you see deals I don't see. You get tokens cheaper than I can get them, and you get tokens faster than I can get them because you are what's called a KOL, key opinion leader. And I thought, wow, never thought that would happen. And so I said, well, you're welcome to join, but you got to join like everybody else. You got to talk to Martini on a private call first, because she has to make sure that you're not some weirdo and you can join our group. And you got to pay full price, because even if you know me, that's not going to pull much weight with Martini. So he got her number, and 2 weeks later, boom, there he was on our live call. And so honestly, I think it's the greatest testimonial here that a top industry expert has also joined our club alongside our London Real family of 150 people that have joined over the last 4 years that are making a lot of money together. So that's a great story. Folks, this is another deal we did called Shrapnel. This is a video game on the blockchain, a lot like Grand Theft Auto or Call of Duty. And this deal was up 20x in 20 days and made my group a $5 million profit. Of course, this is the Mochaverse, and this was up 20x on the first day. And this guy here, Yatsu, is the chairman of Animoca Brands, and he's the one that created Mochaverse. Yat's an incredible guy. He really is a visionary. I believe he's basically the next Elon Musk. And we've done about 7 or 8 deals with him, and he just continues to be a great visionary. He's been on the show about 7 or 8 times, and this is just another big win for us. Now, this is Story Protocol. This was up 22x, And this has just been going higher and higher and higher. And whenever Ethereum goes up, this thing goes up even more. And this was the first deal we did with a massive VC company called Andreessen Horowitz. And when you invest with these huge funds, it's no surprise that you get big returns. And that's one of the reasons that you want to invest alongside of us, because we're going to get you in on deals that honestly you couldn't even dream of getting access to. Of course, this is one of our first meme coins called Cats. It did a 14x on launch. And I still remember Christina, one of our investors, put 30K. Her and her mom put 30K into this deal, and she woke up to a $420,000 profit. Now, folks, that's real money. Now, maybe that's not enough for Angela to retire on, you know, or for you, Elizabeth, but that's enough to give you a little bit of breathing room, you know, and to just get you maybe out of that rat race and to really focus on how you're going to create that real wealth to get you to where you can do anything you want with your life. And of course, this is our $1 billion fund called 1RT. It's up 4x, and this is a very conservative fund that honestly we would have been happy with a 20% return, not a 400% return. And this is Dan Tapiero. He's one of the greatest traders in the world. He actually just did a call, Martini, for investors, and he said that after a couple more of his companies go public, he could be the best performing fund in the world, right? Not in crypto, not in stocks, but in the world. And the returns he's had are already incredible. And if you look at some of the companies here, I don't know if you can see that company on the left here, Gemini, they just announced a public offering. Those are the Winklevoss twins that were in that Facebook movie. They're going public. eToro went public. Kraken's going public next year. And a bunch of these companies are just happening. And of course, they recently sold Deribit, which means we made a bunch of money. We're getting Coinbase shares. I mean, Figment is going public as well. You can just see all of these companies here, and he really is a genius, and it's a real honor. And we plan on being in his next fund called 50T Holdings, and we're going to have details about that soon. Folks, I'd like to show you some of our latest deals, and this is where you can see exactly how we're making money behind the scenes. I'm actually going to show you what the calls look like on a Monday or a Thursday, which you're welcome to come to. Just send Martini a message, and you can join us at 7 o'clock on Monday or 6 o'clock on a Thursday, and actually see it's like Shark Tank for crypto. And the CEOs come in, they pitch us. I ask them hard questions. We have a whole group of people on a Zoom call just like this. And then we decide at the end with thumbs up or thumbs down whether we invest. And it's really a community effort. You're going to learn so much more than an MBA for sure. And that's how most of our members just become really, really intelligent in this space. And so that's the plan. Let me show you one of the deals we're closing right now. It's actually called Crypto Nights. This is literally a television show that already has, I think, 30 million views on Amazon Prime. And what they're literally trying to do is the Shark Tank for crypto. And so they've got a whole way of actually funding the deals, of actually bringing the people in, and we have a chance to get their tokens. And so here you go.
It looks like a very good project.
Production value is really high.
We've never seen anything like it.
There's a lot of opportunity here.
Crypto Nights is not just a TV show, it is a complete ecosystem. Some people call it the Shark Tank for crypto. Projects from across the globe come and pitch to a very elite set of investors. We're an Emmy Award nominated production team. I've been in the entertainment business for about 20 years. We started generating revenue even before we started filming season 1. We generated $4.9 million worth of token revenue. In season 2, we are anticipating $6 million. Plus, our goal is really to make this a global brand, and we want to lead the space with Crypto Nights.
VC funding for crypto projects is not as robust as it was last year. Is that a challenge for you right now?
From our point of view, that's not a big challenge. Projects need us more now than ever before because we give them access to that capital. Folks like Blue Whale, I think they raised like over $1 million in that one session. So that's where we make that massive difference.
So if I own some Night tokens, I'm owning a small piece of every company that's coming on your program in the future.
That's true, every single company. By simply buying the Crypto Nights token, you could end up owning 100 different tokens.
2 thumbs up if you like this play. Arno's up, Jose 2 up, Christopher is in, Tracy's in, Federica's in, Oliver's in, Trevor's in, Camille's in, KN's in. Dr. Encore, your thoughts?
They've got the media distribution to actually help these projects do well and get the word out.
It has an excellent format. Seems to be very experienced in the media. He understands the crypto market the green crypto environment.
So this is a new and unusual project. It really is diversifying our portfolio. They already have a proven track record of being profitable in season 1.
I love the idea that it's not only investing in the production company, but also potential to invest in the other projects. I'm really excited about this one.
Boom. We like that, right? It's pretty cool. You can actually go watch this on Amazon Prime right now. They're filming the next season very shortly. They've asked me to be a knight, but I don't know, Martini. I think I'm just going to be a little more reclusive these days. Hold out for more money. No, I'm just joking. We'll see, but it's a cool thing. We actually know a bunch of the knights. We know Kyle Chassé, he's been on the show. We know Brock Pierce, one of the guys from Blockchain Founders Fund, are on the show. And I know the woman from the Luna PR company. She's extremely successful in Dubai. And we also know the companies, 4 of our portfolio companies, including Blue Whale AI, all pitched and raised money on that same show. And we get tokens in all the companies that come on the show. And most of those companies get millions of dollars in funding and they get media attention. So it's almost like this flywheel of success. And we really love that, that whole opportunity. Look, the next deal I'm going to show you is called Snowball Money. It really is, instead of having all these crazy wallets in crypto, and you got your Solana wallet and your Bitcoin wallet and your MetaMask wallet, and nobody knows how to get you money or where it is and how to move it across these different networks, Snowball Money is going to have one place where people know you, like your Instagram handle. And you're going to send everything from there and to there. You're going to have a digital identity there. You're going to have a credit rating there. And it really is the future. It's almost kind of like banking on the blockchain. And the guy that's running this is named Parul. And he really is a very London real guy. He's highly connected, was an early investor in Coinbase Ventures. Some of the investors alongside of us in this deal are the co-founder of Twitch and the co-founder of YouTube. And this is what happens when you play with the big boys and the big girls. You get into deals like this.
My whole career has come to this moment. Right now, we're building an intelligence and identity layer for the decentralized internet. Snowball's purpose was to democratize access to information. We came into market trying to be the bridge for the masses as we go through this financial revolution of physical assets turning into digital assets. And now we're on this adventure to solve the identity and reputation problem.
This is the holy grail. This is such a big deal.
We are building an on-chain username that will be self-sovereign. It can be anonymous. You get one username for the internet. The second thing we're building is on-chain reputation score. We're allowing people to see how valuable they are on-chain. And we're allowing them to do these different actions to be able to make their reputation greater such that they can get more value.
You just rattled off some of your investors, like it's nothing. Co-founder of Twitch, co-founder of YouTube, co-founder of all these major pieces. Why? Why do they say, yeah, I'm in on Parul?
Probably the number one reason is I'm unapologetically, authentically myself. As an entrepreneur, as a man, it's very, very important for you to be as truthful and honest with yourself. And ask yourself, what are your beliefs that may be merited on hope or desire versus actual truth? We are these breath-gasping, heart-throbbing, decaying food for worms, right? We're in this temporary experience. What can we do that actually leaves our mark?
And so what will you leave behind?
Well, I think I'll leave a legacy of allowing people to own their identity on the internet. I want to positively touch the lives of 1 billion or more people by way of the technology that I build, the investments that I do. That's my clear path.
All right, we like Parul. We feeling his vibes. We got a little tiny little bit left, on this deal. And that and Crypto Knights are moving fast. We got a couple more hot deals coming down the pipe. So look, if you're interested in that, reach out to Martini and come and join us on one of our calls on a Monday or a Thursday. You're welcome to drop by. She can give you access if you send her a direct message right now and come and learn. Okay, look, a couple terms might go over your head, like we might say TGE or KOL or these things, but that's it. You'll pick up that stuff really quick. I'm guarantee after a couple calls, you'll be an expert, and pretty soon you'll be an extremely good investor. And look, we've only got, I think, a couple months left in this bull cycle, but this is where millionaires and deca millionaires are made if you're positioned correctly. And it's going to get crazy. It's already been crazy the last 60 days, but the next 60 or 90 is going to get wild. This is your chance to make millions in one crypto cycle, or you can watch it all pass you by. You're not going to have another chance to do this for another 5 years, in my opinion. And even then, I think it's going to be too late because the BlackRocks of the world are really going to dominate the world. And so let me just go back to this presentation and just show you kind of what we're working with here as far as the club itself. And a lot of people have asked us, Brian, how does London Real pick so many winners? Like, how are you consistently making these big returns on these deals? And we thought about it seriously and asked ourselves that question. And we realized that success is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. A lot of people forget this isn't an overnight success. We're actually going into 14 years as London Real, but this is our 4th year of being all in on crypto. I mean, all in, okay? And we didn't go hide when the bear market came. We didn't go from crypto influencers to makeup influencers like so many people did. We stayed in the trenches and we showed the market that we're here for the long run. Now we've got an incredible reputation, an amazing network, high level deal flow, and we just want to give you the money that you deserve so you can have the peace of mind to go do something beautiful with your life. That's what we want. And look, a lot of you, it probably felt like Drake on the top. You probably tried to invest in crypto on your own and you've really had a bad experience. Who here has lost money in crypto? Come on, be honest. Elizabeth, Angela, right? Okay. Vicky, maybe, Kate. Look, we all have, okay? It's tough out there. And most people get into this space and they don't know what to buy. They go to some influencer, they pick some coin that doesn't exist, and they have a bad experience and they leave. And they don't realize that this is an incredible place to really go and build this long-term wealth, all right? And so we've created a way to do that and to solve for that problem. We're here for the next 10 years. We believe that at some point, every minute of your day is going to require a blockchain transaction, and this is going to be 10 times bigger than the internet. We've solved your struggles with money. So come in and we'll show you how it's done. It's called the Investment Club. And like I said, this is the greatest product we've ever created. And we've created quite a few over the years. We had communities. We've taught people how to podcast, run businesses, public speak. This is by far the best product, to value a factor of 100. We've got the most dedicated community. We've made the most money. We've affected the most change. And it's called the Investment Club. So if you've ever struggled in your life with money, if you've ever been stressed about making ends meet, if you ever wonder what's the purpose of working so hard to have so little that seems to evaporate, right? If you're one of those people that's hoping for your government to take care of you one day or your corporation to take care of you, but then you realize that that's not true and you want to find a way to get out of the matrix, right? To break through. I'm telling you, you're going to do it with digital assets. We have now found a solution, and this is only available to our London Real family. You're only invited to this call if you've been watching our content for years, if you spent time on our website, and we don't want anybody else because Martini's curated a beautiful community full of great vibes, and we want to continue that. And it's a place to make lifelong friends, make a boatload of money, and give yourself the space to really find your purpose. Now, look, if this sounds interesting to you, the best way to learn more is to book a call with Martini. Here's 4 different ways to do it. You can reach out to her right now. She'll also get you on one of our Investment Club calls on a Monday or a Thursday. And you can go ahead and just see what it's like. It's a lot of fun, actually. And this really could be what you've been looking for. Of course, Martini's extremely busy, so please only book a call with her if you are serious about joining. But this is the way to find out if this is right for you. Folks, we also have a 4-week crypto and DeFi course. Right now, I got a few members here, like Mr. Stone, who's here in his car, and Elizabeth, who are in that right now. They're going into module 3, which is the hardest module. It's complex DeFi instruments, but they're all doing great. And, you know, they're doing fantastic things as well. And Scott's in there making investments, and everybody's just doing great stuff. And our next class starts in exactly 2 weeks. It's 4 weeks, 4 modules. It's invitation only. And it includes 8 hours of live calls with me. You get access to our online e-learning platform. You've got my triple tiered accountability system. You've got dedicated coaches and team leaders, and you got a private group for posting assignments. We've graduated thousands of people from this course. It's the best course in crypto, and you have a chance to get in 2 weeks. Module 1 is going to show you about the history of crypto. You're going to read the Bitcoin white paper, learn about the creation of Ethereum, stablecoins, DeFi summers, you name it. Module 2, you start taking action. You're going to get some Ethereum, some Bitcoin, set up your hot wallet, your cold wallet, set up your exchanges, and do your very first decentralized finance transaction in week 2. Yep, you heard me right. Week 3, it gets crazy with more complicated DeFi trades, but things you really need to know to be an expert in this space. And module 4, we're going to show you how to manage that portfolio and start making money. This is an incredible course. We've actually discounted it now by 60%. And so for $999, you can get in. Trust me, this is great value for money. The earlier you take this course, the quicker you can start making millions of dollars. You can take it now, or you can take it in 2036. It's up to you. If you're not in a rush, take it in 2046. but I'm in a rush. Okay. And I want all of you to be wealthy as possible as soon as possible. So jump in. It's going to be a lot of fun. 2 weeks from, I think it's 12 days till our next course. And of course, you're approved to buy on this call. Go to londonreal.tv/buy. Grab it right now. We'll get you right in the group right away. We'll get you on the investment club calls and you'll be ready to go rock and roll. And of course, this is my 8-step trading checklist. This is the stuff I learned on Wall Street when I worked in London and Tokyo and the big capital markets desks of the big banks. And if you go through every one of these checklists before you make a trade, you're going to start saving tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars. Folks, this is the big news. The Bitcoin price crash gathers as the crypto braces for this Fed shock. All right. Now, what is that? Well, we can see what's going to happen because, as I said, everyone's hanging out in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Looks beautiful. And we're worried about what Powell's going to say on Friday. Okay. If he feels like he's going to take his time and he doesn't want anyone to think that Trump's going to tell him what to do, which is the way he's been acting lately, then it looks like the markets are going to come off. But if we're expecting him to cut, which the prediction market says he is, then we're going to see Bitcoin bounce back up because it's basically digital gold. Ethereum is considered digital oil, and the word is out, folks. Wall Street wants this. JP Morgan wants this. Goldman Sachs wants this. Bank of America wants this. Everybody is loading up on crypto right now. I don't think you can keep this asset class down. You just cannot for the rest of this year. Look, we'll talk about it next year. Maybe the cycle is over. Maybe. Let's see. But right now, it's going to bounce back, and it's already doing that today. And of course, some people are calling for 150K Bitcoin very, very soon. I think we could see that easily in September. And now people are calling for $10,000 Ethereum, right? Isn't that incredible? Right now, it's at about $4,300. All-time highs around 4,900, and we think that's potentially going to double or even quadruple. There's people calling for $70,000 Ethereum at this point. It's really crazy. And of course, Standard Chartered is calling for $500,000 Bitcoin, which would make it about 5x from where it is today. And now we're hearing that a new wave or a $15 trillion earthquake is going straight for Solana, Ethereum, and Bitcoin. Now, look, a lot of you know I ran for mayor of London, actually on a pro-crypto, pro-freedom of speech platform, right? This is when those were really not very hot topics, especially in the UK. I wanted all the voting to be on the blockchain. I wanted the budget to be on the blockchain, and I wanted to give 100 pounds of crypto to every man, woman, and child in London and give them the financial education they deserve. Of course, they weren't ready for me, so I'm just going to make all of you wealthy instead. Does that sound good, Wendy? Come on. Angela, I think she's in. Elizabeth, let's go, right? You guys deserve it. So that's the plan, and that's what I'm going to do. That's my mission. And that's why I spent 6 months a year in Dubai here. This is our studio there, sitting down with the people that are going to bring you the deals that are going to make you millions of dollars. This is Dr. Marwan Al-Zaruni, runs the Dubai Blockchain Center and the AI Center, a good friend of mine, and he's one of the most plugged in guys in crypto. This is Yuni Wong. She's one of the biggest influencers, specializes in meme coins. This is Carl Moon. He was working as a grocery store clerk in Sweden a few years ago. Now he's a crypto billionaire. So when you give me your excuses about how you can't make this happen in the next 4 months, I laugh at you because none of you are working as a grocery store clerk. I happen to know that, right? You're worse off than he was. And yet he now has $1 billion plus in crypto. He just bought 3 Ferraris, Martini, for the hell of it. I was like, okay, Carl, slow down, right? He already had a few and a Bugatti, right? He's really a wonderful guy. He believes in the law of attraction like we do, right? And he's attracted this to him. This is Chris Crypto. He was working as a cab driver in Germany a few years ago, and now he's a Bitcoin billionaire. Okay, these are true stories, folks. So save your excuses about why you can't do it right now. I don't have the money. I'm not ready. I'm too busy with work. My kids. It's all nonsense. Maybe you're afraid of success. I don't know. But it's all nonsense because if these guys can do it, you can do it too. All it takes is action. And you also, with us, have great mentorship, great deal flow, and really a blueprint on how to do it. Folks, right now we're investing over $5 million into 15 different blockchain and AI deals this quarter. I tell you this because we know everything that's going on out there. We know what's hot. We know what's not. And we can guide you accordingly. And of course, it's all because of London Real Ventures. This is the world's first media-powered investment firm. No one's ever done this before in history. No one's taken a media company like London Real with 1 billion views, 14 years of history, 5 million subscribers, and combined it with a venture capital company with $25 million in capital. You put these two together and magic happens. You, as a normal person, get access to high-level deals, and the CEOs get access to high-level media, and everybody wins. Everybody wins. And of course, this is what winning looks like, our portfolio. What you see here is the best of the best, the creme de la creme of Web3. You're seeing AI on blockchain, decentralized finance, gaming companies, Bitcoin plays, you name it, we got it. Each one of these companies with the potential to become the next $2 billion, $5 billion protocol, making each one of my members filthy rich. And right now we just passed a milestone. Marty, I think we just passed $22 million. Over 100 deals we've invested in blockchain and AI, and we're just getting warmed up, folks. You can come in for the big win with us right now. One of the reasons we win is we invest with the big names. You've heard of these companies like Coinbase Ventures, Cathie Wood's ARK Invest, Andreessen Horowitz, Galaxy Digital. This is one of the reasons we get these massive returns. And of course, I recently accepted the award for Best Venture Capital KOL of the Year. KOL stands for Key Opinion Leader. And I accepted this in Singapore on behalf of all the members of our investment club. Some of you know I recently got the Lifetime Achievement Award from the Global Family Office Summit in Dubai. This was a tremendous honor. And a lot of people in crypto know us, not just for our investment skills, but also for our fighting acumen, because at Crypto Fight Night, I had to lace up those gloves and teach this young man some manners the other day. You know, he seemed to, these kids have no respect for the older generation. And so now we're known Crypto Fight Nights for getting out there and putting our money where our mouth is. And now the rematch is on October 1st, Singapore. Get your tickets now. Let's go. Folks, we believe the greatest way to predict the future is just to go out there and create it. How many people want to live their life that way? Just want to make things happen. Come on, show me some hands, Angela. If your hand's not up, get off my call. I don't need your negative vibes. I surround myself with winning people with winning attitudes. If you want to be a part of a group that honestly believes you can make 10 million in crypto, Angela, same with you, Ida, same with you, Paul, same with you, Vicky, then come to our group, because the sky's the limit here. Now, I don't know who you hang out with normally, maybe your friends and your toxic family members. They think you're crazy when you talk about crypto. We think you're not crazy enough, okay? Because we're literally making this happen behind the scenes, right? We've created the future before, and we're going to do it again now. It all comes down to our mission statement, folks. We're here to create a mass-scale transformation of humanity into a fully empowered, conscious, and cooperative species. We're going to do this, right? And we're doing it with the right energy. And this is the opposite of big tech and big pharma and mainstream media. And that's one of the reasons that we attract these amazing investors. But of course, for me, it's not just business, it's personal, because I got these two fellows to look out for. This is Caden and Damon. Damon's turning 8 years old on Friday. Very excited. And they own Bitcoin, and Damien's picked up a little Ethereum. He kind of bought the low there, Martini. Coincidence? I think not. And look, what can I say? They believe that crypto is the future. But, let's be honest. I have to provide for these guys, and I have to protect these guys. And the best way I know how to do it is by investing in digital assets. And that's the best way that you can ensure your future. It really is. And I think the only way we can create reward later is to take risk now. And so if you're wondering, what the best move for you to do is, it's to go out there and take some risk today. Because if you think anyone's going to give you this, Ida and Mark and Wendy, you're kidding yourself. As I said earlier, your government's not going to take care of you. Your corporation's not going to take care of you. Nobody cares. And I don't want you to wake up at 70 years old with your kids and grandkids asking you for help, and you got nothing to tell them. And you're going to tell them, yep, I'm going to work the rest of my life because everything I saved is worth nothing. Folks, I want to show you the way out, and it's digital assets. There is no other way. This is Michael Saylor. He thinks Bitcoin is the apex property of the human race. He owns $70 billion of Bitcoin. He's going to buy another $40 billion. And he thinks that each coin is going to $13 million each. He believes that AIs and ETFs are going to power a decade-long gold rush for Bitcoin. Now, Michael's a good friend. He's been on the show twice. And every time the members of my academy say, Brian, what websites should we go look at to stay posted on crypto? I always say, you know what? Forget the websites. Forget the news. Go listen to the OGs in crypto. Go listen to the Yatsus and the Michael Saylors. And they're going to show you what really to be thinking about. And this is what Michael told me when he came on London Real.
We went from investing 250 million in Bitcoin to 425 million in Bitcoin to eventually $1 billion in Bitcoin to $2 billion in Bitcoin to just slightly less than $4 billion.
You said there are decades when nothing happens and there are weeks when Bitcoin happens.
So every decade there's some profound paradigm shift. It's such an out of the blue idea that no one can conceive of why you would even want it. What you've got is a lot of people questioning all their premises, and rising through that chaos is a new idea. What if I can encrypt energy? What if I can encrypt money such that nobody on earth, no government can debase it, no corporation can steal it? I don't trust anybody. I'm going to create a shared immutable ledger, incorruptible, immortal, transcendental ledger. If I can transfer $1 million of value from me to you without an intermediary, that means I have transcended the political realm.
You said, Brian, I like Bitcoin because it has low aspirations.
The idea of Bitcoin was, how do I create a protocol that's fair and equitable that I give as a gift to the world that no one can control? If you're going to do it and you understand thermodynamics, and if you have any sense of genetics or biology or physics, you realize you need to be very humble in your aspirations. How do we give the gift of property rights, freedom, and sovereignty and empowerment to everybody on the planet? The best idea 30 years ago was YouTube or Google Maps, Twitter or Facebook or email. I think the best idea for the next 30 years is digital energy. Everybody can own their stuff and nobody can take it away from them.
We like Michael. Are we feeling him? Right? I love this. I love listening to him. You know, if it wasn't for Michael, I don't even know if we'd be here right now. There is a statue built for Satoshi Nakamoto. It's in Lugano, Switzerland. But one day I think there'll be a statue of Michael built right next to it because I think he's really, really that important when it comes to this. And now everyone's copying him. He was at one point the only public company with Bitcoin on its treasury. Now there's like 135. And now the ETH treasury companies are going crazy. And there's now Solana treasury companies and Cardano treasury companies. It's amazing. Look, my takeaways from Michael is this. Number one, crypto is encrypted energy. It's literally like walking around with energy, you know, inside of your hot wallet or your cold wallet. No government can debase it. No corporation can steal it because crypto actually transcends money. It's the soundest money you've ever felt. Not this garbage that we carry around in our pockets called dollars and pounds and euros. That's trash. This is real money that actually gets worth more over time. Isn't that a crazy concept, Wendy? Right? It actually appreciates over time, right? You know, the dollar is worth 30% less than 5 years ago. Did you know that, Wendy? 30% less than 5 years ago. Imagine having your money in a bank account for the last 5 years and your $1 is now worth 70 cents, right? Yeah, and keep saving that money. What do you think it's going to be in another 5 years and in 10 years and 20 years? It's going to be worth about 3 pennies on your dollar. And yet this is what you're told to do. Now you invest it with Wall Street, they're going to grind it down with all their fees. It's going to be worth nothing. Digital assets is the only way forward. Folks, if it wasn't obvious, 2025 is the year of crypto. You've already missed most of it, and you're about to miss the most exciting part, the banana zone, the parabolic zone, where everything is going to go crazy here. Don't miss out. There's still time. There's people still joining our investment club right now, and they're going to make a lot of money in this cycle. They just got into Crypto Nights. They just got into Snowball Money, and we got a few other deals happening right now, and they're going to be ready and positioned, and they're going to do great. The question is, are you? Or is this another thing that you're going to miss? You missed the dot-com boom. You missed the tech boom. You missed the Netflix boom. You missed the Magnificent Seven boom, right? When are you finally going to put some money on the table and take some of this wealth? This is the last time that I see there's the most slam dunk opportunity. And we want to show you how. So where and how do we invest? Well, first you got to find the hottest trend. And I will show you our investment thesis in the next few slides. But there's one thing you need that you're never going to find on your own. I know this to be 100% true. You can try, but you're never going to find it. And that is high quality deal flow. It's impossible. Angela, you're not going to find this going to a conference. Elizabeth, you're not going to find this on LinkedIn. Ida, you're not going to find this on X. And Mark, you're not going to find it on Facebook. And Wendy, you're not going to find this at your local crypto meetup. And Lars, you're not going to find this on the Telegram group that you're on, right? What you're going to find is a way to lose all of the money you've ever earned. All right. And Martini, we've seen it. Unfortunately, people make these mistakes first, and then they come to the investment club with horror stories. I mean, you've heard of Martini. I feel so bad for these people. Yeah, I meant to only invest 10,000, but now I'm down $250,000. I'm like, what? That was your college kid money. That was the money you were saving for a house. That was your entire house equity. And yet they got into the wrong groups with the wrong people and the wrong deals. All right. Now, look, I'm not saying everybody in crypto is a bad actor, but there's a lot of incompetence. There's a lot of uncertainty. The quality of the deals is the biggest indicator in your success. And that's why I've spent the last 4 years of my life traveling the world to meet the people that are going to bring you the deals that will change your life forever. This is where we get the 20Xs and the 14Xs and the 22Xs. It's through personal relationships, folks. I do them the old-fashioned way, one at a time, okay? This is me in Dubai 4 years ago. On the left, meeting with the big influencers, members of government, venture capitalists, key opinion leaders. From there, I was off to Paris. And in France, I sat down at a private dinner with some of the biggest VCs out there and some of the hottest blockchain projects. Of course, I'm doing media, shooting documentary films, more influencers, more VCs. And then I'm flying back to London. I had to sit down with Yatsu of Animoca Brands, went to the Token 2049 conference, more influencers, more VCs, and then it's off to Austin, Texas. This was the Consensus Conference. I'm hanging out with famous people like William Shatner of Star Trek, Alex Jones, and more influencers, more VCs. On the bottom right-hand corner, you can see me with 14 members of our investment club. Does anybody see those crazy folks on the bottom right here? Can you see them all shucking and jiving, Martini, smiling and laughing? Why are they having so much fun, right, Angela? Because they're making so much cash, right? We're changing the world, making lifelong friends, and a boatload of money. Honestly, what more is there? That, raising your family, I don't know what else there is. And that's what we do on the inside. From there, I went to Singapore. We'll be going to Singapore soon, obviously, for a little bit of a fisticuffs and for more networking and more deal flow for you. And here I am in the white suit, the orange suit, the red suit, and the pinstripe suit. I clearly have a problem, an attention problem, right, Angela? My mom didn't give me enough. And so I'm trying to get more, and hopefully I can get some deals along with it and pass those opportunities on to you. Folks, this is what I do. I get the deals that are going to make you guys millions of dollars. And of course, from here, I went to Toronto for the next Consensus Conference. And again, meeting with all the main people there, important VCs, influencers. And the bottom right, you can see an even bigger meetup with about 35 members of our investment club, getting crazier than me, trying to outsuit me even with some of these designs. It's getting a little ridiculous. And come join us. Next year is going to be in Miami. And of course, I always make my way back to Dubai, where you can see me here on stage interviewing people, premiering our films and hanging out with big crypto influencers. Folks, this is the way we're going to create wealth for you. If you want to win in this space, you have to invest with the best. What does that mean? Well, this is a snapshot of the number of deals we're going to look at every single week. And we're going to boil them down into a few a week. Those are the CEOs you're going to see on Mondays and Thursdays. Folks, you're going to see the best of the best, and you're going to learn so much. The next thing you have to do is understand the financial tools. And unfortunately, none of you understand these tools. If you own crypto, you bought it from an exchange. You own some Bitcoin and Ethereum and are just hoping for the best, right? I heard about a meme coin and I bought some. Why? I don't know why. That's not a strategy, okay? That's a strategy to lose money. We have a way of making money, okay? But you've got to understand the financial tools. But you first got to have the thesis. And we believe that early stage Web3, metaverse, and artificial intelligence investments represents the hottest opportunity on the planet. Why? Well, number one, you buy at these super low valuations. Number two, you see the biggest gains possible. Number three, you invest in what I'm calling the biggest dislocation of wealth in human history. Yes, it's high risk, but the reward is even higher. And what do I mean? I'm talking about pre-sale tokens. And that's this practice of secretly buying tokens from CEOs before anybody on the planet can buy them. Then they get listed on an exchange, millions of people go to buy, and you see those 22x returns that we've seen in the past. Now, look, a lot of you probably don't know the story of Solana. How many people, by the way, have heard of Solana before? When do you know this, right? Ida, Paul, you know. Okay. But did you know you could have bought this as a pre-sale? Very few people actually know this, right? So look at this diagram. Everyone see the red circle here? That's the date, April 5th. Everyone see the price? 4 pennies. This is all in the blockchain, by the way. You can look it up, but it's very hard to find because the folks at Coinbase don't want you to see this. They want you to buy Solana for $200. They don't want you to be reminded that you could have bought it for 4 pennies. Now, what happened? Well, what happened? You know what happened. 4 pennies went to $200, and $1,000, Paul, would have made you $5 million. That's one deal. One of our members in the group, she has 70 deals with us, right? So if she made $5 million a deal, that's $350 million that she's going to make with us. Just think about that, folks. This is real money, okay? All right. And this is happening all the time. You just don't know about it because this is usually reserved for high net worth individuals, for people who know somebody, for people that can put $250,000 into a fund without thinking about it. Right. We do this for minimum $5,000 investment. Okay. Now look, 5 million bucks could change a lot of people's lives. Raise your hand if it would probably change your life, right? Couldn't hurt, right? Worst case, Wendy, you could get another Bugatti, right? Just leave it out in the back, right? Collect dust. But you know, for me, it's not about the stuff. I think money equals freedom. That's what's most important to me, because money will give you the freedom to do what you want to do. Maybe the freedom to quit your job. Maybe the freedom to give it away. Maybe the freedom to start your business. Maybe the freedom to put your grandkids through college. How many people want more freedom in their lives? Anybody here? I do. I do. That's what money is for me. And let me say one more thing here. And Martini, we don't talk about this enough. Most people in crypto think that money is the end goal, right? You've seen it. I'm going to show you how to make money in crypto. Making money is not the end goal, is it, Angela? Money gives you the freedom to find your purpose on this earth, okay? And I think your purpose is to give something beautiful back to this earth. Mine is London Real, and Martini and mine is the investment club. This is what we're giving back, and we feel great about it. Making money is not the way. If that's your goal, you're going to be miserable. I used to be a banker. I was a banker for 15 years. I made a lot of money. I was miserable. I can't even begin to tell you how miserable I was. I would not trade that life for this life. What we want to do is give you the money to where you can take a step back, figure out your purpose, and do something you love. How does that sound to everybody here? Like a plan, right? That's what we're going to do. And that's really important here, okay? So money is not the goal. Money just gets us to the next step. But it's an important step, because otherwise we're living in a constant state of stress. Now let's zoom out to 30,000 feet real quick. How many people bought Solana for 4 pennies here? How many people got in on that deal? Nobody. Why? Let's just think why, Paul. Let's just be objective. I'll tell you why, because you didn't know someone like me who had access to these deals. You didn't have a Brian Rose in your life that could have sent you a text message on the morning of April 5th, 2018 and said, hey, Paul, hey, Wendy, I got this new company called Solana. It looks pretty cool. You want to put $1,000 in it. Now, who here would have loved to get that text message from me on that morning, right? You could delete it if you want, Paul, but you might as well have the message, right? Okay, right? And that's what I try to do every single day. And this isn't hypothetical. I'm not just trying to make something up here. I have an investment club group in our Telegram messaging system. And this is my group. And every day I pin a new deal. And on the deal, this is Crypto Nights actually, you can click this link and within 30 seconds, you can invest in this deal. Bam, you're done. Every day I'm giving you hot deals. Now look, it's your choice, Angela. I don't invest your money for you. That's an insult, okay? I give you the massive education. I show you the deals. I present you the CEOs. I show you what we do, and then you make a decision. And that's what makes us different than anybody else out there. But you can get access to high-level deals. You'd normally need $1 billion fund, and you can put in as little as $5,000. That's what we do. And it reminds me of one of my favorite movies, when one of the main characters, Gordon Gekko of the movie Wall Street, said, the most valuable commodity I know of is information. Think about that. Because the right piece of information at the right time is really how you make the next $1 billion. Does that make sense to anybody here, right? Does anybody agree the most valuable commodity we know of is information? It's really where it's all about, folks. My job is to get you the highest quality information. Now look, how do we create generational wealth? And how are you going to do it? There's only one way, and that's to pull the trigger. Now, I would guess that probably nobody here has ever done a pre-sale token deal, which means you're probably scared of it, right? You're in fear of the unknown, which means you're just not going to do it. You're going to pause. I'm going to get around to it, Brian. I don't know. And you're going to miss on a massive opportunity because fear is going to stop you from doing the right thing. And unfortunately, this has happened a lot of times in your life, right? And one of my mentors called fear, F-E-A-R, false expectations appearing real. They're these phantoms that force you to live a quiet life of desperation. Now, look, we've all been there before. And one of my mentors used to play this video for me to try to illustrate that I was sitting on the fence and I wasn't taking enough risk, right? And he used to yell at me. You can probably guess who that is, right? Some of you know my past. And he used to be like, Brian, you're an engineer. You're not taking enough risk. And he said, Brian, you're like this lion here. You see these beautiful opportunities passing you by every day. Oh, let's get that. No, I'm too tired. No, I don't have enough money. No, I just got married. No, I just got divorced. No, I just had a kid. No, they just left for college. All these amazing opportunities that could solve all of your problems. And you just sit there, watch it. Wait, maybe the next one, maybe the next one. And someone else comes along and says, I'll just take that one right there. I'll make a 22X. Yum, 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 yum. Right? And he used to play this for me over and over again and say, Brian, when are you going to be the one that just pulls the trigger? Right? Does everybody like that video? Right. Now, what's the difference between those two lines? There's no difference. Just one decided to, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of watching all the opportunities go by. I'm sick of listening to my government tell me to save my money. I'm sick of the bankers ripping me off. I'm sick of my employer telling me to put money in my pension fund. I'm sick of my government's printing more money. I'm sick of them stopping, not allowing me to buy crypto, right? And we have one of our members, Christine, you can see her in the group. And when she joined, I said, Christine, why did you join? She said, you know what, Brian? I got angry. I was like, what do you mean you got angry? She said, I woke up one morning and I said, to hell with these people. They're not looking out for me. I'm not getting any younger. In another 20 years, I'm going to be 7 years old and I'm going to be in a worse situation than I am now. And unless I take action and do something different, I'm never going to have a different result. And she said, that's why I joined your club, because I'm going to take the power in my own hands. And I think anger is an important emotion. If you want to change the situation you're in, you have to look at your situation and say, enough of this. Otherwise, you're going to continue tolerating the same thing and you'll never make the change. And this is what success looks like, folks. When you jump after it and just go for it, you get a portfolio like this. And like I said, each one of these protocols is positioned to become the next $2 billion, $5 billion company, making all of my members just ridiculously rich. And it's all because of London Real Ventures. With this entity, I can give you access to deals you would never see in a million years. Why? Well, it comes down to my quadruple threat. This is why the CEOs give us access. Number one is production. They fly to London, sit down in my studio, 6-camera, high definition, 2-hour interview with me. We create the most beautiful piece of video they've ever done. That's number one. Number two, distribution. I send it out to 5 million potential customers. Incredible. Number three, connection. I connect them with the Tapieros and the Atsus of the world. And number four, I write them a $200,000 check. I'm telling you, Angela and Ida, they can't say no to that. There's not a CEO that can say no to that. And that's how we get the deals that make these crazy returns. One final piece. And if you're easily offended, I would suggest you leave the call now, because I'm going to probably tell what the real factor is in your life why you haven't created wealth. And that's because you're not surrounding yourself with the best. Now, how many people agree with this statement? You're the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with. Come on, Elizabeth, you know it's true. Angela, Ida's no Mark. Everyone's like, yeah, we know that's true, Brian. Okay. Well, who are you hanging out with? Who are the last 5 friends that texted you or family members? How many of those people, Ida, are going to make $10 million in crypto over the next 18 months? None. How many of those people believe in you? How many of those people want you to make 10 million bucks while they sit around and do the same old, same old? The problem with most of you is your 5-person group. It's not high performance, right? They're toxic family members. They don't really believe in you. They're old friends from high school who act like they're in high school. You need to start surrounding yourself with high performance people. And when I looked at the first 10 years of my life, somehow, I don't know how, I stumbled into that. Right? Brian on the left is 16 years old, San Diego, California, making $6 an hour. And I would have stayed there if I hadn't found a way to get out. Now I got out, I went to MIT, and on the top, I'm graduating about 4 or 5 years later. And now I'm surrounded by the smartest people in the world, right? I got into a whole new peer group, people that really pushed me to the next level. But I knew that wasn't going to get me the money I needed. So I took those grades at MIT and I went to Brian on the right, which is me on Wall Street. Now I'm surrounded by 300 of the most alpha male and female traders you've ever seen, each making between $9 and $12 million a year. Literally will run you over if you're in their way, like run you over, okay? And yet they taught me how to trade. And it was brutal and it was nasty and it was hard. But 3 or 4 years later, I started making millions of dollars. Folks, this is the only way for you to get to the next level. You've got to surround yourself with different people. How many people know I'm probably right with this? Come on, be honest, right? We know. You got to get away from these people. Now, I know it's hard to say no to family members. Just say, look, I'll call you back in 2 years when I'm super rich. You can ask for a loan then. Until then, I'm changing my number, right? You just got to do it. If this is really important to you, because they love you, but they love you just the way you are. They want you to be successful as long as you're not more successful than them. Now, let me ask you a question, Wendy. What if you told your friends and family, or Ida or Angela, what if you went out tonight after this call and you met up with some of your friends? You said, guess what? I'm going to make 10 million bucks in crypto with Brian Rose this year. What would they say? What would they say, Wendy? They'd be like, oh my gosh, here goes Wendy again. Talking about that crazy crypto. Here goes Ida again. She must be drinking again. Oh man, when's she going to learn? That crazy lady. God bless her. right? Because they don't really believe in you and they don't really want it to be true. And they're like, yada, 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 right? They don't really align with your goals, right? You need to get around people that do. And that's why I created my investment club. So you can hang out with Marianne Bartels. Now, Marianne's one of the founding members of my club. She's a 35-year Wall Street veteran. She's chief investment officer for Merrill Lynch Bank of America. She's made her clients tens of billions of dollars. All right. Now, Wendy, what do you think Marianne's going to say when you tell her you want to make $10 million in crypto? What do you think? Angela, what do you think she's going to say? Ida? She's going to say, Ida, you know, $10 million. I mean, Ida, baby, why are you playing so small? She's going to say, let's make $100 million. Let's make $1 billion over 10 years. Let's really do something special. Now, who wants to hang out with someone like Marianne that's going to push them to your limits, right? I'm telling you, hanging out with someone like that is literally priceless. You cannot pay a price for that because none of your current friends and none of your family members are ever going to say that to you. And if they did, you'd laugh at them because you'd know they were joking. Marianne ain't joking, okay? She's serious. And now you can hang out with her on all the Zoom calls. Now, look, the problem is that if you want her time, say you will go to New York City and wait outside her office and try to buy her a coffee. She's going to walk right past you. She doesn't have the time. She's hanging out with deca-billionaires. She's not hanging out with you. But getting into our club is a way to hack yourself around high-performance people. This is Tigran. He's one of America's top 100 criminal defense attorneys. This is your new peer group, all right? Tigran's one of our founding members, and he recently was out in Beverly Hills, took Martini out to dinner with a bunch of our members, bought them all flowers. This guy moves different, okay? When you're hanging out with him, he's not gossiping about the neighbors or talking about the game, the sports, you know, the football game score. He's talking about the next $1 billion idea. I think Martini's invested in almost every single one of our deals, right? Not just his money, but some of his clients' money, right? It's big, right? This is your new peer group. This is Andrew Haynes. He's one of our experts when it comes to blockchains, protocols, gaming, metaverse. This is your new peer group. Andrew will jump on a Zoom call with you if you need it and walk you through anything you need to know. Here he is graduating from one of the top executive training schools in Switzerland. This is your new peer group. And this is Dr. Encore. 4 years ago, he was in medicine. He took our crypto and DeFi course, that 4-week course, graduated, took our Kings of DeFi course, graduated, was the founding member of this investment club. About a year ago, we hired him full-time to source deals. He's now one of the best in the business. This is your new peer group, okay? These are the people you can hang out with. And guess what? Angela, I got 146 other of these people that you can be with. These people are going to take your game to the next level. Your current peer group? No. I'm sorry, it's not going to happen. And yet none of you will pay to be in a room like this, right? Because you just can't process it. But if you do, watch the money start coming in. I promise you. And this is our family, folks. These are selfies I took behind the scenes. And what you see is a bunch of people who love being together, love making a boatload of money, and love changing the world. This is one of the events we did in London. Folks, I think your net worth is your network. How many people agree with this statement? It really is. But what are you doing to change your network? Nothing. I'm trying to get a mentor. It's impossible. I try. It's hard. The only way I did it was starting a show, right? But it's really hard to get a really wealthy, successful person to spend time with you if you're not. Very hard. This is one of those ways. Of course, we believe that if you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. But if you teach him how to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. And that's why we created the club, because we want to educate you. Now, 4 years ago, we started the investment club and we made our first pre-sale token investment in Cross the Ages. It was one of the hottest gaming companies in blockchain. And I won't lie, that deal really freaked me out. I got scared. I didn't know what I was doing. And here I am, Mr. Big Time Banker, Mr. MIT graduate. And I was on a Zoom call with a stranger. And afterwards he said, send $100,000 in stable coins to this wallet. I'll never forget this. True story. And I said, bro, what are you, crazy? I said, there's no way. I got to do my due diligence. I got to have my lawyer. He said, your lawyer, you got 1 hour to send the money or you're out of this deal. And he was right. I would have missed it. Now, we did the deal and we made a bunch of money, but I realized right then and there that there's a bunch of cowboys out here. And I realized two things. Number one, this is a way that, if harnessed properly, would change the life of every single London real in the world. That's millions of people in the world. If we could find a way to give them access to these deals, we could change their lives more so than any movie I make or any video that I make. But at the same time, without our support, they're going to get all taken to the cleaners. So we were in this very difficult moment. What do? Right? Do we ignore this and just keep doing what we're doing? Teach the Crypto Academy, everything's great. Or do we find a way to give you access to these deals and make sure that you know exactly what to do. I call it Martini. We chose the latter. We've never looked back, right? 4 years later, this is the most successful thing we've ever done by a factor of probably 100. Okay. It's amazing. This is a way for you to get involved in something that'll change your life forever. Here are the details. It's application only. We only open up 10 spaces every quarter, and they're always gone. We're oversubscribed, to say the least. It's 6 months, 6 modules, 3 months of coursework. It's a 12-month program, but guess what? It's turned into a lifetime program because no one's ever left. We do weekly live Zoom calls with top CEOs. We do them now on Mondays and Thursdays every week. Private Telegram group, you get access to all the deal flow. And guess what? If you don't know crypto, if you've never bought a Bitcoin before in your life, no problem. We'll give you a full year of my Kings of DeFi program for free. And we've had people with no crypto experience done their first deal in 2 weeks. It's no problem. Next live call, Thursday, 7 p.m. Join us. We teach this remotely to people in about 40 countries. Here is the syllabus. Module 1, what is a crypto pre-sale token? I sent you that already via PDF. Module 2 is what is a SAFT? Who knows what a SAFT agreement is? Not a single person here. That is a shame. You should be embarrassed that you don't know what a SAFT is. And it's a reason you're going to stay in a cycle of poverty the rest of your life. A SAFT is a simple agreement for future tokens. It's how the rich get richer. And there's no excuses anymore when it comes to your financial education because you have me, right? I'm here to show you how to use these things and make ridiculous amounts of money, but you have to be willing to pull the trigger and start learning. Module 3, how to identify early winners. I'm going to show you how to do due diligence on any deal out there within 10 minutes and make a decision. Module 4, how to generate new deal flow. I'll show you what conference to go to, what ticket to buy, what to wear, and how you can use QR codes scanned on your phone to source deals and send them back to the club in real time. Module 5, how do we nurture these deals into multi-billion-dollar protocols? And Module 6, what do you do with all the cash? You're going to have so much cash, you're not going to know what to do with it. Seriously. I suggest you spend some, you save some, and you put the rest back into these deals. Create the wealth for your grandkids. There's our Telegram group. This is our Discord group. And here are the details, folks. As I said, 10 spaces a quarter, they're always gone. Okay, I think there's a couple left in this quarter. The investment in the mentorship, in the education, really, in the deal flow, in the community, in the next 10, 20, 30 years of your life is $50,000. And that gets you the hottest deals on the planet. Now, look, I understand 50K is a significant amount of money, but I also know I used to make $6 an hour. I get it. It is. But what if that made you $50 million? It's probably the greatest investment you've ever made in your life, right? Because it gets you unlimited financial returns. And it's your chance to take part of the greatest wealth creation event in human history. And you're about to miss this bull run in the next, honestly, could be month or two. And of course, our special investment opportunity, the ones you saw earlier for Crypto Nights, and of course, for Snowball Money are ending now. This is the deal you missed last quarter. By the way, this is a SAFT agreement here on the right. And that deal was up 466% in one day. Now, why do I show you this? Not to show you could have missed a big money maker. Yes, there's a lot of them you already missed. But the reason I show you this one is because if you would have just put 10K into this one deal, you would have paid for the club for the rest of your life. Just think about that. Hanging out with high performance people and winners and deal flow for the rest of your life, right? You would have got that with one deal and it would have been all over. But you didn't do that, right? You just procrastinated. You let another opportunity go by and now you're back in the same place you were before. I'm talking about breaking that cycle. Pull the trigger, go into your fear and make it happen. And you've seen our track record. Shrapnel up 20x in 20 days, $5 million profit. Skillful AI, $4 million profit. Mochaverse up 20x, Story up 22x, Cats up 14x, our $1 billion fund up 4x. Folks, we have a massive track record of success, right? How many more of these deals do you have to see before you realize that it's probably your fear that's stopping you from doing this? Folks, this is my pledge to my club. I'm going to create $10 billion for them in the next 10 years. And the way this is going to happen in 5 years. Folks, we got so many members here. They all have first and last names and real stories. Each one of these people has made a video and talks at length about how this club is the best thing they've ever done. Changed their life forever. You can go to londonreal.tv/club and watch every single one of these videos. You can book a call at Martini there. This is Carol. She says every member is both a learner and an investor. This is Joe. Says the window of opportunity is closing quite quickly. You know he's right. You're about to miss the whole thing. This is Jerry. He's just honored to be part of the club, loves the vibe, loves the family. This is Dr. Yvette. She's a single mom with 4-year-old twins. I mean, what's your excuse? You don't have one. You think you're busy. You should see Yvette. She's crazy busy. She's done 16 deals, right? Right? You know, what do they say? You want something done, give it to a busy person. So are you busy in the right way, or is that just another excuse? But you can stop all that and just make this happen. Do yourself a favor, right? For the first time, set yourself up to win. This is Jens who asks, how can you afford not to join us? Imagine 6 months from now, looking back at all the money you could have made. Going to kill you. You're going to kick yourself. This is Petya. She actually couldn't afford the club. And guess what? She joined anyways. This is what I love about Petya. She couldn't afford it, and she pulled the trigger and joined. She forced herself to find the money, and she found it. Then she invested in 68 deals, $5,000 minimum. Do the math, Angela. It's pretty crazy, actually. She manifested the money, and now she's changed her life forever. Are you willing to do that? I love people like Petya, right? Because Petya made it happen. She walked into the fear. And, you know, Martini, a lot of people think these are our members are like these billionaires with Harvard MBAs. It's not true. These people are poorer than you. They're less educated than you. They have less connections than you. And yet they're going to be wealthier than you. Why? Because they have a better relationship with fear. They're going into it. They said, to hell with this. I'm tired of my brain stopping my success for the last 20 years of my life. I'm going to make a decision for me. That's it. I'm going for it. And then they get the reward on the back. This is Chris. He says, the deal flow is beyond what I expected. Joining was the best decision I ever made. Now, we love Chris because he invests alongside with his 14-year-old son. We have fathers and sons. We have daughters and mothers. We have husbands and wives. We have boyfriends and girlfriends. And we love that with Chris, his 14-year-old son. He walks over and puts $1,000 on the table and says, Dad, I want in on that deal that Brian just talked about. And we love it. And this is what Chris said about the club.
What the London Real Investment Club actually does for you, it gives you the keys to open that door to the inside deals. In the last 3 weeks, I've participated in 3 incredible deals: a layer 2 Bitcoin protocol, an incredible AI protocol. The deal flow is beyond what I expected. I don't think I've ever seen a model like this that just gives average folks the opportunity to be behind the deals, and that's exactly what we've done. Not only that, you get to hang out with Brian Rose every week, and for me, that was huge because I look at Brian as somebody who's not only an expert in the space, and I think is on the leading edge, but just the leading edge of thought with London Real and the work he's doing there. To anyone who's taking a serious look at this, I know it's a big decision. It was a big decision for me and my family, and it is one of the best decisions I've ever made. So I wish you all the best and hope you come join us.
All right, we like Chris, feeling those vibes, right? Chris is amazing. Honestly, everybody in that group is amazing. Everybody wants you to win, but you're not going to get excuses in there. There are people who just make things happen and just create those incredible results. Folks, it only takes one. Remember, one of these deals can change your life forever. Make sure you have at least one. Final thoughts. Don't let this year pass you by. Okay, you've already missed more than half of it. You got to pull the trigger now. You can learn early stage investing. What I teach you, you can use the rest of your life. Remember what I said, liquid tokens, like the ones you see on exchanges, have limited gains, right? You have to start earlier than that. Bitcoin's not going to give you a 50x. It's already too late. You have to go back further upstream. You got to start earlier stage. I'm giving you the chance to learn from active elite investors for only $50,000. Now, look, I understand it's a significant investment, but it gets you unlimited financial returns. But I know people at billion-dollar funds like Tapiero. If you asked him for all his deal flow and to teach you how to invest for the next 10 years for a measly 50K, he would laugh at you. He would not do it for 500K. So it really is an incredible opportunity. And of course, thanks to Martini, we now have a payment plan. So for $10,000 a month for 6 months, you're in. What does that mean? Look, if you have limited capital right now, 10K gets you in. You're in the club. You could put 5K on Snowball money. You could put 5K on Kryptonite. You can get tokens next month and you're in the game. Folks, time is of the essence. And of course, it gets you the best deal flow in the world. Remember what Warren Buffett said, the best investment you can make is in yourself. He's talking about getting in the right room with the right people. I guarantee this is the reason you have not found the success that you believe you deserve. And I think you all deserve success because you're not surrounding yourself with people that are winning every day. You're hanging out with the usual suspects, the toxic family members and the old friends. You're not really quite sure why they're there, right? Get around billionaires, get around winners. That's what we're surrounded with, and watch your life change. Folks, the only way to join is Book Call with Martini. Here are 4 ways to do it. But as I said, please respect your time, She's extremely busy fielding calls from people all around the world. We've had a bunch of people from the Middle East that want to join, a bunch of people from the West Coast that want to join, and she's trying to make those calls. But if you're serious and if you realize that this will change your life forever and you're ready to join today, not next week, not next month, then set up a call and have a conversation. Martini's spoken with lots of people about this, and she can give you really good advice for next steps. And of course, you can join our crypto and DeFi course. In 2 weeks, it starts again. Again, discounted 60% to $9.99. It's 4 weeks, 4 modules. And again, it's pretty incredible. 8 hours of live calls with me, access to our e-learning platform, my triple tiered accountability system, dedicated coaches, team leaders. It's really amazing. And you're pre-approved to buy at londonreal.tv/buy. Folks, what is your why? Why are you here on this planet, right? Life is short. In 40, 50 years from now, we're all going to be dead, right? What are you going to have to show for it? I'm going to be the guy that provided for his family. I'm going to be the guy that did something special with my life, right? To where I can look back and say, okay, all right, you did okay, Brian. You did all right. You made something of this life, okay? You didn't coast. You didn't walk it in. You weren't a victim. What do you want to be? And what do you want to do for the people that count on you? I don't know about you folks, but you know, the older I get, the more people depend on me. Anybody feel that happening, right? Wait till your parents get a little older. Everybody's looking to you. And guess what? I'm not going to give them excuses. Maybe you want to. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I could have bought some Bitcoin back then, but I had an excuse, right? Oh, I got too busy. I'm sorry. I'm not saying that. I'm going to deliver for my people. And what does that mean? I'm taking risk every single day. When I look at these boys' faces, you know what I see? I see Papa taking a risk is what I see. Okay. Right? Otherwise, I got nothing to do. I cannot provide for them. I cannot protect them. So that's what I do every day. And when it works out, it's really worth it, folks. And so I would say for all of you, you're one risk away from having everything you ever dreamed of, right? What do they say? Everything you ever dreamed of is on the other side of your fears. How many people believe that? We all know that's true, don't we? And yet we sit around doing the same thing you did yesterday and hoping for a better outcome. What's that definition of insanity, right? Repeating the same behavior, expecting a different result. You're not going to save your way to financial freedom. Your bankers sure aren't going to help you. Your government's not going to help you. Your corporation's not going to help you. You have to help you. Nobody else cares. And the only way is with digital assets, in my opinion, if you want to do this fast. And we've proven the way to do it. Folks, this is the video I promised, londonreal.tv/bonus. You can watch this in your leisure time. It'll show you how to find the hottest crypto pre-sale tokens. And of course, join us on our next live call. You can message Martini. She's going to tell you about it. Or you can go to londonreal.tv/club call to see a schedule of those events. Definitely come. You're going to get so much from it, I promise. And I'd love to answer some questions. Was that helpful for everybody here? Elizabeth, was it good? Lars, Wendy, nice to see you. Ida, nice to see you. We got Mark and Darren and Henry coming on just in time. Lars, I hope that was helpful for you. Folks, if you have any questions, DM me right now. I'd love to answer them. And I can see we actually have Martini in the building, which is rare because she's super busy and usually on calls with people 24/7. Martini, love to get your thoughts here. You've spoken with thousands of people about this investment club. 150 of them ended up joining. What do you think?
Yes, absolutely. Well, great call today, everybody, and good to see everyone here. And Brian, yes, you are correct. I have spoken to thousands of people from all over the world with different walks of life, different needs, different intentions, and really just different goals. But one thing that I will say that Brian said was, it only takes one. Right? It takes one conversation. It takes one yes. It takes one investment. It takes one community. And really just you are one risk away from a completely different life. Brian, I'm definitely going to have to keep that quote because it's really just very profound in its own way. So in really just taking a look at, we are in August of 2025 right now. And the question is, how many risks have you taken this year? How many opportunities have you taken? How many opportunities have you let pass you by? How many opportunities are you saying, I'll do it tomorrow, or I'll just have to think about it and consider it more? All while you're doing that, life is passing you by. These investments are passing you by. And really just taking a look at, your year might be passing you by as well if you don't take action. So if you are wanting to do something different and really end this year strong, we want to support you in that. So I put some links inside of the chat below. The very first link is for you to go ahead and take a look at the Investment Club page. And that's going to give you rundown detail of what the Investment Club is all about, what we stand for, where we see ourselves to going together as a community, one community, for the next 10 years. And then you can also take a look at the caliber of companies that we have invested in from the day that we started all the way up until now. And I really think that you'll be very much amazed to see the opportunities that we've been afforded with being a part of the London Real Ventures team here. So the next step is when you are, you've gone through the page, you've gone on a couple of these calls. The next step is if you are ready to go ahead and join us now and start investing alongside us now, the very next step is for you to go ahead and schedule a call with me. But as Brian says, I only want to talk to people who are serious, and serious means you are ready to join us now. You're ready to seize the opportunity and start investing now. If you don't see a time that's available on my calendar, please be sure to go ahead and send me a message on Facebook Messenger. That's always the fastest way to get me. Or you can send me an email at martini@londonreal.tv and let me know who you are, where you're from, and the best time to get a hold of you within your time zone, and we'll definitely make it work. And then, of course, the last thing, I know that Brian does an amazing job of explaining what the Investment Club is, and you can definitely sense his enthusiasm, but we want you to know why he's so excited about this group. So we want you guys to experience us in real time. So the very last link is for you to go ahead and come on one of our actual Investment Club calls that we host every Monday and every Thursday, where we'll have live CEOs coming to pitch their company over to us. You'll see Brian doing the Shark Tank style questions, and then you'll get to see how our community, we've got people from all over the world, different walks of life, different income levels, and really just different perspectives. You'll get to see how we come together as a community to invest in these early stage companies that are here to change the world. So there's that last link there. We definitely want to see you on our next live call for sure. But just remember, you are one risk away from a completely different life. So why not go ahead and join us on this journey, take the leap, and we can't wait to catch you and walk alongside you for the next 10 years. Back to you, Brian.
All right, I love it. Give it up for Martini, always speaking extremely wise words, and she's spoken with thousands of people, all in different situations all around the world, maybe in tougher situations that you're in, and she's found a way for a lot of these people to move forward, and it's just been incredible. Look, I really appreciate everybody being here. I really appreciate cameras on. It really makes a big difference. We've been in crypto now over 4 years, and I've never seen a moment like now. It's so exciting. And I think we easily forget that a year ago, crypto executives in America were going to jail. A year later, the president of the United States is tweeting about crypto daily, right? The SEC is basically saying more, right? The banking system is welcoming crypto in. All the banking institutions, the banks I used to work for, are bringing in everything on chain. It's just honestly hard to imagine. I got to pinch myself sometimes. The IPOs that are coming out are under massive demand because the world can't get enough of digital assets, and it's changed that quickly. And this is the time to get involved in this asset class. And there are still massive gains. I still think that total adoption of crypto is at like 6% of the world. 6, not 60. It's still early, And people say, oh, I can't buy Bitcoin. It's at 115,000. It's too late. Well, when it gets to $13 million a coin, maybe then it's too late. Right now, it's not too late. And the deals that we're doing, even earlier stage, it's even better. Get a few of these in your portfolio is what I would say. Join us for the Crypto and DeFi Academy. Next class starts in 2 weeks. Join us for the Investment Club. It's a no-brainer. I guarantee you'll love it. So that's it, folks. Join us tomorrow, Thursday, 6 p.m. London time for the next Investment Club call. Send Martini a message. We send out the emails. Go to our website, sign up, watch one of our videos. You'll get on our mailing list, and you can come to one of those. That would be great. And just see what we do behind the scenes. But whatever you do, just get some crypto and get an early stage deal and get invested. Folks, that's it. Lots of love. Don't miss this bull market. All right. Bye, everybody. The mass scale transformation of humanity, the fully empowered, conscious, and cooperative species. It's something we live and breathe. We have a mission here. We want to help build the decentralized finance infrastructure of the future. What is your mission? Hey, it's Brian Rose from London Real. How would you like to join my investment club, where I teach you everything you need to know about early stage token and equity investments? Look, Right now is one of the greatest times to invest in human history. We've got AI happening. We've got the metaverse that we built on AI, and all of this needs the blockchain, which is what we specialize in here. In my investment club, it's a 12-month program, 3 months of coursework where I teach you all the basics.
I want to talk about how capital isn't enough, and I want to talk about how you can upgrade your arsenal of influence in a variety of ways.
I teach you how to do basic due diligence. I teach you how to go to a conference and come back with 10 deals.
Just go in, bam, 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 bam.
This is super exciting, and we're able to do this here at London Real because I speak with some of the greatest guests on the planet. We have an amazing network, and we also have a structure to actually invest money in these deals.
Just as a strategy in your business, just keep it simple, especially the first time you do it, but do it at the same time.
I'm telling you, this is an incredible opportunity. I've got the best community in the business right now, 75 people from around the world in over 20 countries that are alongside, all investing together. And you can learn and network with the best in the business.
No decision is much worse than a no. Something, action, action, action. The clock is ticking.
If you're interested in this, click a link below and set up a call with one of my team. They'll walk you through what's happening, the opportunities, the requirements. But I plan on working with this group for the next 10 years, and we're going to do massive things here. And I hope you are a part of it. Click on the link and let's do this.